exiting OMG.
And welcome, everybody, to episode number 260. Even though that intro said 258, for some reason the video is not getting updated. My apologies. It is episode 260. It's July 20th, 2017, and I am Sean Evans, otherwise known as Zion-Tane.
I'm Jeff. Hey, everybody. I'm having severe problems today. There we go. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jeff. I'm
Hey,
Tico, Mr. Second Place.
Tico, who's
also
also
here.
Mr. Second Place. Who's
I am
also
here. Yes,
He's right
here.
there. Yes.
Stuff.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
we're both here.
So not only does Tico not get to speak this time...
Sorry, I sent Jeff a script. I
was just going to say his lines
say.
for him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Right?
Yeah, do all of it.
Okay.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yes.
How are we all doing?
I'm doing
on
well.
This wonderful middle of the night.
I'm doing
I
well.
think I'm okay.
It's like 8:45.
But we are recording on the correct day this week.
Yes.
Yeah, at least we got that far.
Yeah. So, Tico, do you want to start us with the myriad of games you've been playing this week?
Yes. All right. So first, I played Halo Wars 2.
Is it
On
good?
you.
Are you playing it? Are you enjoying it?
I am enjoying it. I've gone back and sort of I haven't had a ton of time to play games this week, so I've sort of gone back and just replaying some of the stuff that I hadn't fully finished. So I'm playing through a little bit of that, but my work week has been very busy this week. So
Yeah, I can attest because usually, during the day, I have the opportunity to chat with these two gentlemen in Facebook chat. And, the last week or so, it's been, hey guys, and it's been crickets. It's just crickets all day long.
Well,
It's
that
like-
could actually be Jeff responding to you because, it's another bug.
Oh, Jeff, do you want to tell your story?
What? No, I don't want to tell that story. That's going to creep everybody out that's wearing headphones right now.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah,
you're
I know.
all listening to this podcast on headphones. So right before the show, I go to put my headphones on, and I feel a little something on my ear. So I go to take my headphones off, and then I look
I
in them.
immediately thought it was a spider.
It wasn't a spider in my ear cup. It was an earwig.
The
And I was
worst.
like, just like right there, and I'm like, it was touching my ear, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're gonna die a horrible death.
Yep, the other 6 that were in there already made their way into your
I
head.
checked so good, you have no idea. I'm like, getting my finger in there. This thing's getting anyway.
Oh, yikes.
We're about to get a little too intimate with my headphones, but I can assure you, there's no more earwigs in my headphones. How did we get on earwigs in my headphones? I thought we were talking about Halo Wars 2. I have a question about Halo Wars
Yes,
2.
I may have an answer.
Do you find that the difficulty is pretty well even in the game? I found with the previous game, let me back that question up a little bit. With the previous game, I found that there was like really obscure difficulty spikes in that game to the point where I couldn't finish it, which is strange because I've played a lot of RTSs.
I'm finding that there are levels that do have a huge jump from one level to the next in difficulty spike, but it's more over not that I can't finish it, it's just I can't hit the par time or the score. I can still finish the level and move on, but it may take like my guys wiping a couple of times and then just sit there and wait for my resources to build back up and just build a gigantic, ridiculous army to go after the guys. So I can still beat all of the levels, just not necessarily in the par time.
And have you finished the game now?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I'm about 3/4 of the way through.
Cool. Good story.
Not really paying that much attention to the story, to be honest with you. But it seems like there's a story, so.
Fair enough. Is it about the UNSC Spirit of Fire?
I believe it is involved.
There you go.
It is involved.
Sorry, audio listeners. I just have some Halo Wars memorabilia in my office at all times.
So that is all you played, Tico? That was your myriad of gaming?
That was
Whoa,
it.
that
this
was the
week.
whole list?
That's honestly my whole list this week has
wow.
been. Now I would have been on Destiny 2 beta with you guys if that was open beta, but it is not. So I'm waiting
Tomorrow.
to. tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll have that, but that's not today. So
Right.
and my busy work week gets significantly quieter starting tomorrow. So
Excellent. Well, speaking of Destiny 2, Jeff and I have played Destiny 2 beta. Let's just jump into that, Jeff. What do you think of the beta?
So I was, what's the word I'm looking for? Incredibly impressed.
Yeah.
I actually really liked it. There's been a lot of split sort of opinions on it. There's a lot of people saying that too much has changed. It's been too balanced towards PvP.
Too much has changed, really.
Yeah. There's a lot of. We'll get there, but for me, I saw a really smart, I think, evolution of the game.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree.
In terms of systems, there was a few things that I was like I wasn't a big fan of the Hunter new third power. I didn't think that was particularly spectacular the way that the Warlock and the Titan powers were. It's got a dodge that reloads your gun.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I guess if you're doing fire off a couple rockets, then do a dodge, then fire off your rockets again, you can do some really good burst damage. But all the other powers are really team focused. So I can heal you, or I can empower you, or I can put a shield up for you, or I can block up this wall or this passage for you. And then the Hunter is very much in his I'm like a hunter and I'm cool and I do my own thing and it's just for me, But anyway, the graphics I thought were a huge jump over what I was expecting.
Big step up from Destiny.
When I saw them on my own TV, when I had seen gameplay previews and videos on YouTube, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But when I saw them running on my own TV and I saw particle effects that were being affected by lighting, and rain and weather and atmospheric stuff going on, I was like, wow. And then you get into some of these levels like the Strike where you can see for 100 miles, and you can pick out details and stuff really far away in the distance. I was like, wow, this is it really. I think I said this to you while we were playing, but you can really see what the game has become now that they don't have to support the PS3 and 360 anymore.
Exactly. Now, some of the things
really took that jump.
Some of the things that have changed that I didn't realize this before going into it was they've moved away from the primary, secondary, and heavy weapon slots. So now you don't have primary and secondary. You have kinetic, which is and basically every gun can be in those slots. So the kinetic is just your weapons that don't have energy damage to them.
It's not any weapon. You can't have a rocket launcher in the kinetic spot.
Right, because the rocket launcher, the grenade launcher, the shotguns, those are now considered power weapons. So that's your third slot. That's what replaced the heavy weapon. So I like it because you can essentially have, say, a scout rifle in your primary or in your kinetic, and a scout rifle in your energy weapons, right? So if that's the kind of gun you enjoy using it, you can have it in both slots. And the difference is one has whatever the power abilities are, the energies void and electricity or arc, right? So I thought I like that. I like being able to switch between the same type of weapon, but just have a different ability to them.
Yeah. It reminds me of in Borderlands, I would in Borderlands I like to roll with some sort of an assault rifle and a submachine gun and a sniper rifle. That was kind of my loadout.
Right.
And maybe a shotgun too. So it's sort of getting back there. I can carry a submachine gun, which I was a really big fan of that new class of weapon.
Yeah, the submachine gun's great.
Rifle, and then the power weapon. I didn't really get a good sense of power weapon because the ammo was so infrequent. I found. In our Strike, I tried the power weapon. I had a grenade launcher in there. Yeah, I had a grenade launcher too,
and it was good. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, they've already said on Twitter and on the Bungie.net forums that they're going to be increasing the amount of heavy ammo you get. So that's good because there really wasn't enough of it. And a lot of people were saying, people who play apparently a lot more Destiny than I do, were saying that the heavy weapons didn't do enough damage for how rare the ammo was. But I'm not really super worried about stuff like that because it's a beta. It's probably really old code from like months and months and months ago.
And that's balancing stuff anyway. That's the whole point of doing these betas.
The story, which is not balancing, I thought was really well presented. I know we've seen this story about 100 times now because this gameplay footage has been out for so long, but I really liked how many cutscenes were in there. I really liked like running into Zavala and Cade 6 and Ikora, and like seeing them and fighting with Zavala was pretty neat. It really looks like they've gone the extra mile so far to do it. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I really, 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 really liked it.
Lots of platforming though, right? So much platforming. There are events in this game that, first of all, the strike was amazing, but there are events in this game that really made me comment about how this feels like they've merged a Super Mario game with Destiny. Because there's one area in the strike where there's this massive like rock digger that's spinning around. There's different arms, 3 different tiers of arms, and they're spinning around, destroying the rock as you go. And you have to get around this thing on the same path the rock diggers are moving, without getting crushed by the rock digger, basically. Yeah, and it's like it's nerve-wracking. Like it was like, but
it's cool.
But right? It was incredible. It was the experience was like, this is incredible. I've never, it's like being in a Super Mario 3D world, but in Destiny, dodging these massive things that are just going to kill you.
I was chatting with a guy at work today, and he was saying like, because he's a big fan of raiding, which we don't do a lot of ourselves. And he was like, man, if the strike has that much crazy stuff going on,
right?
Imagine what the raids are going to be like. So
they're going to be crazy. Yeah. That's what they're going to be.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to play a bit more. I've also played the PvP. The PvP is very different.
Yeah?
Than
different how?
Previous. It's, so the maps are a lot smaller because they got rid of 4 players out of the game, right? It used to be 6v6, now it's 4v4. And it's weird. Like you have a much better sense of what's going on in the map because there's so few things to keep track of. So like I can just make a quick glance and I can be like, oh, okay, because the maps are so small. I know I've only got 3 teammates. I can see like, okay, I'm on point A. I can see that guy's going to point B, and these 2 guys are going to point C. So maybe I'll follow this other guy because I know where he's going. You can sort of, and like it shows who's got what supers at the top of the screen and when they're ready and stuff like that for you and the enemy team. It's a much more
tactical.
Yeah, it's much more nuanced than it was before. Before it was very chaotic, right? You sort of ran around. You just sort of did your own thing, and you kind of hoped it worked out. But now you can sort of tell what's going on, and you can be like, oh, okay, so we're all going. If I see 3 people going for, 1 point, I can be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go with them. We're just going to steamroll that point and take it. It's much more intuitive than it was before, which is really nice.
Yeah. Cool. That's cool. I really liked it. I mean, there's a lot of things change. I noticed that on the gear can now be individually shaded.
That was neat.
Yeah, so that's a neat idea. Like, I mean,
and there's mods for gear too. Yeah, mods are new.
They've added a lot of interesting mechanics to it. I can't imagine having different shades on all the different body parts. It's going to look crazy.
It could look crazy, but if you go and look at other games we've played, like I'm going to bring it up again, good old OMG our staple, Guild Wars 2.
Right?
In Guild Wars 2, you could do individual, like every piece of armor had 3 to 4 color slots, and you could put whatever color you had unlocked in all of those slots.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And colors on weapons now too. That's kind of neat.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there's shaders on weapons. Yeah, shaders on your ship even.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it adds more individuality then.
So, Classes. You said you tried all the different classes. I only tried Warlock,
Yeah.
which I loved,
tried-
by the way. The Dawnblade Warlock.
I didn't like the Dawnblade
Oh,
Warlock.
I'm so in love with Dawnblade Warlock.
I was like, I'm not so sure about this thing. I kind of like the big Void. What is it called? Nova Bomb. Even though Nova Bomb is weird now, it's all like slow and tracking. But I saw this video on YouTube where the tracking was ridiculous. Like it completely changed directions, and then it went back another way, and then it came back the other way and chased a guy around a corner. Like
Really?
it was relentless. Oh yeah. Like it's tracking.
Well,
It's like a lost child, like just following somebody. Like
that's so cool. Well, I
It was
mean,
pretty neat.
I was reading up on the Dawnblade and all the different because there's multi classes. So how do you describe? I can't remember the name they're calling it, but you can choose different attunements. Is that right?
attunements. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's call it attunements. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can attune, and one of them for the Dawnblade Warlock, one of the attunements is, I think one of them's a seeking blade. One is whenever you kill an enemy with your Dawnblade, your super recharges, or it's basically you can continue going. So it sounded amazing. I looked at the whole thing, and it was amazing. And real quick, one of the new things they've done is the crouch button. If you hold it down, each class has a different ability. So the Warlock, you can switch between either increase your damage or heal, and it puts down a circle on the ground. And anybody standing in that circle can either get increased damage while it's there or be healed while it's there. The Titan has the ability to put down a shield. Basically, a light shield.
There's two different shields. So the first shield is like a physical shield. Nothing can pass it. So if it's, I can see it being more valuable in PvP, honestly, than PvE, because like if I want to block this door and say you guys ain't coming through this door, I put up a shield, and then it blocks that whole area off.
Yeah,
you can't walk through it, right?
And you can't shoot through it either.
No.
So it's not like Reinhardt's shield in Overwatch where you can shoot through it.
Right. And then the other shield is not super tall. It's only half height, and if you crouch behind it, it reloads your guns. So I don't know a lot of people know this, but in Destiny, if you go up to a half height thing that's just tall enough when you're crouching, and then you just pull left trigger, you'll pop up over it without having to uncrouch. And then as soon as you let go of left trigger, you fall back down automatically behind the cover, right? So every time you do that and you let go of the trigger, your guns automatically reload, and then you can just pull the left trigger again to pop back up and keep shooting.
That's cool.
So, and I like it because you can get that like shooting shield, and then you pop the damage dealing behind it, and then everybody gets in the shield or behind the shield in the circle, and it's basically like a wall of death.
Right.
And then hunters are just like going like, I can't contribute because I've got this stupid dodge move. So whatever, man. Freaking hunters.
So I liked it. It's definitely a small beta compared to Destiny 1. It was literally a story mission. All I played was a story mission and a strike. Strike took us about 40 minutes to play.
It's 45 minutes, I think. Actually.
Yeah, and then the story mission I think took me 20 minutes to run through. So
yeah,
it's about an hour's worth of gameplay when you play through that, and then there's PvP, which you can jump in at whatever you want.
Yeah.
So
it's also there's that strike is actually part of a patrol area for some of it.
Yeah.
So there's actually a lot to explore there. If you get like a couple buddies who don't care about doing the strike, like you can just go and explore, and there's tons of stuff happening everywhere.
And there's a glitch.
And there's some glitches.
Did you read about that? There is a glitch
Yeah.
that if you do something very specific near the beginning of that level, you have to jump on one of the ships that fly by, and you have to be have your super on while you do it.
You're close. It's
right?
a pike.
A pike. Sorry. So you have to have
Yeah.
you have to have your super enabled. Jump on the pike, and if you do it correctly, you'll see your super in your hand. And then you switch your primary weapon to something else, and then switch it back, and your super will be on indefinitely.
There you go.
It's like, yes!
So, interesting point on that. That bug was actually in Destiny 1.
Yeah, I read about that, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was patched out a while ago, but the Destiny 2 engine is just a branch of the Destiny 1 engine. So they branched it, pre-fixing that bug,
Oh,
and then never fixed it in the Destiny 2 branch.
that's it.
I thought
That's
that was
awesome.
pretty funny. That's
Oh,
totally
man.
something a programmer would forget to do. Like,
Right?
come on.
That's one of those fun bugs, though. I mean, just leave it in. It's just a strike. Come on. It's just let.
No, but you could do it on your Sparrow
Oh,
if you had a Sparrow. So you could do it any time. Like,
Oh.
no, it's bad. It's a bad bug.
oh,
It's gotta
gotcha.
go.
It's a bug that you could literally do anytime you want. It still sounds amazing. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have a game I'd like to talk about. I mentioned it last
Okay.
week. Yonder, the Cloud Catcher Chronicles is finally out. This was, I would say, our game of the show, Tico.
Yeah, this was a great looking. I'm really hoping that this does pop out for Xbox as well, because
So this,
I really
yeah.
enjoyed this at the show.
This was our game of the show at PAX East this year. We came out of it loving what we played. It's a great little aesthetic. It kind of reminded me a lot of like an Animal Crossing where there's no enemies, there's no bad guys. It's an adventure. This is more RPG-ish than Animal Crossing, where you actually have a list of quests to do.
Yeah.
A lot of exploring. You build a farm and you can have animals. There's a lot of mechanics in this game. There's crafting, there's trading. There's no money in the game. So when you want to buy something or purchase something from a vendor, you have to trade stuff from your inventory that's worth as much as the stuff you want to get from them. So it's not actual money. It's just value. There's fishing.
Oh, interesting.
There's-
That's neat.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I like.
So
Yeah.
then there's fishing. You get all sorts of different tools. You have an axe, you have a sickle, you have a hammer. Hammers for breaking your rocks, for getting rock. You have an axe for chopping down trees to get wood. And then you can craft the wood into planks that maybe you need to build something else. It's a very big, almost not complex, but detailed crafting mechanic. You have to discover all the recipes in order to build things. There's a lot going on in this game. There is a story. You are basically shipwrecked, and you are trying to figure out a little bit more about yourself, where you originally came from, and you're helping this sprite mother. There are I'd say the only quote-unquote bad guys in the game is what they call murk, which is just this purplish haze that covers certain areas in the land. In the game, it's sort of used as a mechanic to slow your progress, is the best way I can look at it, It also hides certain things, and you need to find these little sprites, which in the video you can see the little creature following me around as a sprite, and you need X number of sprites to vanquish the murk from different areas of the land. And that's all there is.
Yeah,
There
to
is-
clear it.
Clear it, yeah. There's no enemies. There's no fighting. It's literally just an adventure. You feel, kind of playing through this story and doing whatever you want. There is no timer. There's no rush to do anything. You can just go around and do whatever you want, almost Minecrafty, without actually building stuff. Now, I really enjoyed the game for a while. I'm gonna, being honest with my review here is I found the game after a couple of hours started to get just tedious and kind of, it's just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
A lot of the quests end up just being fetch quests. Go get me this, or I'm looking for this. You need 18 pieces of wood. Go get me 18 pieces of wood and come back.
You're just chopping down trees.
And yeah, just chop down trees. Or I need this particular item, but in order to do it, I need all of these other pieces, in order to craft the item to take back to that person. The quests end up being, go talk to this person to move the quest along, and then that person will give you a list of things that he needs you to go get. And that is literally it. That is the extent of the quests. So you're literally just running around fetching things for people all the time. And it really got tedious. For the longest time, I didn't know where the map was. There's a few things in the game that does not get explained to you. So at first, all I saw was a map down in the bottom left corner of the screen, which was just your
Minimap, yeah.
just a little mini map. And I'm thinking, well, where's the big map? For the longest time, I was searching out, where is my farm? I'm lost. I don't remember where my farm is. Turns out, if you press down on the D-pad, the map comes up. My biggest issue with that map is I can't put waypoints on it. Say, okay, I want to go to my farm, put a waypoint and guide me towards where I'm going. So, for those of you watching the video, you'll notice there's a dotted line on the mini-map. That's showing me where my current objective is. It's guiding me towards my current objective, okay? But I would like to also, at the same time, use the map to point me to my custom objective,
Yeah.
So I remember how to get back to where I want to go.
Yeah, pretty standard
Yes.
feature in most
Exactly.
in most
Open
games,
world
right?
games, yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't do that. So it's very much just it'll mark down little check marks where you have quests, and you can select that quest. It makes that your active quest. So now it guides you to that area. But I can't put down a custom marker to say I want to go to this location. Point me in the right direction. It's not an expensive game. I think it's $20. It's well done. Okay, it is a well done game. It's a very good looking game. And if you want just a game that you can sit back, relax, kind of literally just do an adventure, run around, do stuff. You maybe go and build more stuff on your farm, adopt more animals, that sort of thing. You can do that. You want to just go collect stuff to craft things. You can do that. Again, there's no timer. There's no rushing to go and get anything done. But also, I find at the same time, there's nothing about the game that makes me want to keep going. It's not exciting. The story isn't super. It's a very kid-friendly game. Jeff, I honestly think your youngest would enjoy this game a lot. Your two youngest kids would probably really enjoy this.
Yeah.
The character can be customized. You get new items for your character, new hair colors, new outfits.
Can the character be a girl?
I'm playing as a girl right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can
Then
start.
Penelope would play
You
it.
start out as a boy or a girl. You choose your hair. You choose your hair color, and then you get accessories like bows in your hair or glasses or different outfits, that sort of thing. And then you get shampoo colors. You can continually change the color of your hair if you want.
That is all my daughter would do.
It's not how shampoo works, Sean.
That's not how shampoo works.
You may not be aware of this, but that's not how shampoo works.
Well, that's how shampoo works in this game. Listen, I think it's a good game. I'm not saying it's terrible, but I found, for myself, I found it just got samey. A lot of samey, just after a while. It was just, I'm just running around doing the same thing, looking for items. I got to a point where it's like, I need a whole bunch of these, items for these fetch quests, and I have no clue where to go to get them. I don't have a recipe to build them. I don't know where to go to get the recipe to build them.
It doesn't give you an idea,
none.
head down south or something like that, or to where the wild whatever grows.
No, I have one quest that this one person said, I would like some festival juice. I think that's what it's called. It's called festival juice. Okay, great. I need to find festival juice. I don't even know what festival juice is, for one thing, let alone where am I supposed to find it.
I would guess at a festival.
And there's no hints as to... So I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe eventually I'm going to find a recipe for it. I don't know. That is one of my issues with it, too, is there's no sense of where do I go to do or get any of these things. So I feel like I'm just wandering all the time. So... Anyway, that is Yonder, the Cloud Catcher Chronicles. I'm, in my honest opinion, I am let down. I am disappointed because it was our game of the show from PAX.
Yeah.
And I was really hoping for more.
I remember when we saw this, I remember one of the things that we had discussed was, this would be a great Switch title. And it's obviously this is PlayStation 4 and Steam, I think.
Yes, that's right.
Do you think that you would have different feelings on this if it were on your Switch?
You know what? I'm not sure. Maybe because the Switch would just be, if I take it with me, I got a couple of minutes to play, to run. I don't know. But again, it's the issue is it's one of those games that if you only have a few minutes, you're not going to get much done.
Yeah.
So when you do sit down to play it, you kind of need to play it for a while to actually get anything done. So that's kind of a hard question to answer at this point after playing.
Yeah. Okay. No, just because of the look and feel of it, and again, doing those short quests, the Switch would be perfect to have that as a take and go thing. But
right, but
if these quests are longer, then then maybe it doesn't help.
Yeah, I mean, there's puzzles in it. There's stuff to do. There's definitely stuff to do. I don't feel like it has a lot of solid direction. You know, it's just here's a whole bunch of stuff you can do. Now just go do it. You know, and I'm not sure if that's enough to keep most people interested for the long haul.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think that's pretty much it. I think it's time for us to move on. All right. What do we have to talk about this week, guys?
There's stuff in there.
There is stuff. There's definitely stuff.
Is there stuff?
There's stuff.
Is there anything good stuff? Because it's been a slow month.
Well, how about we finally got our first look at Atari's Atari Box? And Jeff...
I like me an Atari Box.
Jeff was super excited about the design of the Atari Box.
It was, actually. I really like the design of this thing.
It has a cool
Which one's
look.
up in the video right now? Is it the wood one or the glass one?
The wood one, because it's the best looking one in this image. But I like it because it's a modern look, but it really resembles the original Atari 2600.
Yeah,
it's got that angle on the back, the sort of pyramid thing going down. Obviously, the funky wood grain.
Yes.
But at the same time, it looks super modern.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I love it. I love the modern look of it.
It's got a good look.
There's literally no other information about what this is. Atari is saying they want to give players classic gaming experiences as well as modern gaming experiences. And that's literally all they've said. So no one really knows what's inside this thing. And out of curiosity, Jeff, you went and did sort of a little Photoshop magicry.
Yeah, we did.
And you measured it.
So Sean and I had actually we went on like a deep dive speculation based on some stuff. So we know that it's got power. We know that it has 4 USB ports. It's got HDMI out,
Ethernet,
and
a memory card slot.
Oh yeah, right, and a memory card slot. So I did some math based on this thing because we had no idea. Is it the size of an NES Mini classic thing? Right? Is it the size of an old school 2600? What do we know? So it's is it in the show notes? Because I don't remember.
It is. Yes.
Off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's about 11 inches wide, 4.5 inches deep, and about 1 inch tall at the shortest point.
So the front.
The front
is
and then
1
it
inch.
sort of angles up at the back. Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like it could be about 2 inches at the back, a double.
Yeah, that's
And then I went and I found the dimensions of the PS4 Pro, and interestingly enough, the Atari Box is as long or as wide, I guess, when you're looking at it in the front, as the PS4 Pro. PS4 Pro is 11.6 inches. The PS4 Pro is 12 inches deep, so it's a lot deeper than this thing.
Yeah.
But the height is 2 inches. It's pretty much the same height as this thing.
Yeah, well, half of it's the same height. It looks like half of this thing is 1 inch tall.
Yeah.
And then it sort of angles up at
to 2 inches. So it's double the size of a NES Classic Mini.
Yes.
Approximately.
It's about if you took 2 NES Minis and put them side by side, that's about what we have, I think.
Right. So
is this 6 inches, this thing? Oh my gosh.
Dropping things all over the place.
Don't mind me. Didn't know that was plugged in. Yeah.
So what do you think they could pack inside this thing? What are your thoughts?
Not much, honestly. I think the biggest tell for me, and again, we don't know what this is going to be, if it's true or not. If we don't know if these images are product renders or if they're real, it's much more likely that they're renders. But there's no venting, as far as I can tell.
Yeah,
There's none on the back.
that we can
There's
see.
none on the
yeah.
front.
Yeah.
There's none on the top, and there's none on the sides. The images that were supplied were actually really, really high resolution. So you can it looks like you would think that there's venting in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But there's not. There's not in the pictures that we've seen. There's no venting on this thing anywhere on any of the sides. But is it real? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know if these are photos or if these are renders.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're just renders, not actual photos.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if you look at even the NES Mini, it has venting. It's got a bunch of venting. It's got venting on the top here on where the little the lines
the
are,
ribs.
the grooves, yeah. And then it has a little tiny bit of venting on the bottom. So even though Hello,
Daddy.
Hi. You know you're not supposed to be in here, right?
We're not supposed to say hi.
Okay, say hi to everybody really quickly.
Hi.
Hi,
Do
Leah.
you got fidget spinners?
Do you guys have fidget spinners? She wants to know.
Yes, I do.
No.
All right, give me a kiss goodnight.
I have a fidget cube.
I love
actually,
you.
At work.
All right, you have to go back outside. Go see mommy, okay?
But I want to tell them if they have fidget spinners.
They do have fidget spinners.
Yeah.
Now you have to go.
But I want to see what
You can. We'll talk about your fidget spinners afterwards. Close the door after you. I love you.
I love you, Dad.
All right, both close. Sorry.
So it's all good. So anyway, it's got venting. Even this thing, which is passive, right? So I don't know. What is it going to be in there? Beats me, man. Maybe some sort of Android. Maybe some sort of it's going to be small, some sort of mobile processor. I honestly don't think it's going to be that powerful. I think didn't you say, Sean, earlier that you were thinking Switch level power?
Yeah. With a package that size, I'm thinking maybe they're going for a Switch level, device.
That's totally feasible.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's just a render and it's still early and they're going to put the venting in there, totally could do it.
It's certainly not. There's no way this thing is going to compete with Xbox One, PS4.
Oh, there's no way.
No, not in a package that small.
Not. I mean, if you've ever opened up a PlayStation before, like a PS4, the thing is almost all venting and heating and heat pipes and fans and all that kind of stuff, right? The heat sink on the PlayStation 4 it's bigger than the NES Classic Mini. Let's put it that way. Okay.
Wow.
That's not you won't be able to do that in a box unless this box is $9,000.
Right? Yeah, totally.
But I mean,
liquid cooled. It's all liquid cooled.
It's got more cubic space than an iPad, so
that's true.
You could do it. The iPad's a pretty powerful box.
That's true. So again, all they gave us this week was images to tease us. They said more information will be coming later. They're doing a slow rollout of the information of the Atari Box. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why they just want to do it carefully.
We keep talking about it. That's why we'll keep talking about it.
That's true.
This is probably not the wood one. I'm not a big fan of the wood one, even though the nostalgia is there for me. I had a 2600 when I was little.
My best friend did. Yeah.
I really like the glass one with the glass front and the red accent on the back. That is, I think, the best looking console I've ever seen in my life.
Well, not only that, but the glass one. So the wood grain one has white lights on the front. The glass one, which is all black, has red lighting, which I love as well.
That's pretty. That looks like very Darth Vader-y.
Yeah, but what I do like about the wood grain, before we move on, is that it's a darker wood grain, so it works really well with the black.
Yeah, I mean,
it
looks like the wood grain that was on the 2600.
Yeah, I kind of remember the wood grain on the original being a little bit lighter, a little more fake looking, I guess. This one's darker, and I don't know, it's just a little more modern. It's a little more modern, that's all.
Could be a product render still.
That's
Maybe
true.
It's going to be teak or birch.
Right.
Actual wood.
I had to explain to my kids. So at dinner table today, right? We're all sitting around the dinner table and we're talking about how I got to go do the show. And they're asking, "Oh, what are you talking about today?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I actually have no idea. I haven't looked at the show notes yet this week." So let me open it up. And I was like, "Oh, the Atari 2600." And I I had to explain to all the kids what wood paneling was because none of them knew.
They didn't
Right?
grow up with wood
Like,
panel
well,
station wagons.
Think of it like it was like premium, right? If
Yeah.
it had wood on it, it was like high end, like woo.
Yes, including your
Everything
It was
car.
just a wood sticker is all it really was, or a plastic made to look like wood. So it's I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
It was hard to explain.
I know. All right. So this week, of course, was D23, which is the Star Wars or Disney convention. Where they talk,
really?
Yeah, they talk
I
Star
literally
Wars
had
and,
no idea.
Marvel. But one of the things coming out of it was a new AR headset from Disney and Lenovo. Targeted for Star Wars, where you can be a Jedi
like
and
Lenovo.
you can play the Holochess, like from the Millennium Falcon. And one of the controllers that is apparently going to be packaged with it, or at least supplied as part of this thing, is the handle is going to be designed after Luke and Rey and Anakin's lightsaber. And that is the
That's
controller
pretty cool.
you will use to be a Jedi with this augmented reality headset. So again, this is augmented reality. This is not VR. So this is HoloLens style glasses from Lenovo and Disney. Not a whole lot of information after it. I just thought it was really cool. Who doesn't want to be a Jedi? Seriously.
Yeah.
Or even to play the chess from the Millennium Falcon in where it actually looks like it's on your table in holograms like it was on the ship. That's going to be kind of cool.
Or
That
the
would be
lightsaber thing with the test thing that would shoot the lasers at Luke, where he's trying to block them.
That's right.
You do that with the laser. That would be pretty fun to do.
The training droid.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be cool. So again, not a whole lot of information about it. I thought it was cool, though. Of course, this is being a week of getting more information about Star Wars and the Last Jedi and a lot of Marvel stuff. Mostly the new Avengers film coming out next year. Very excited for all that stuff coming out.
Yeah.
All right. Ubisoft has apparently said that Ghost Recon Wildlands is their biggest hit of the year. It has sold.
You had to sneak it into the show.
Of course I did. I'm almost done, my friends. I have 2 more people to take down, and then I'm going after El Sueño.
Nice.
I have,
nice.
and those 2 are like the heads of the chain, so they're like one mission. Just go take them down, So I'm pretty much done that game. I am so far done. But they've seen increases. Ubisoft is saying they've seen a lot of increase this year of their titles, with Ghost Recon being the best selling title of the year so far.
What is their other big selling titles that came out this year?
Well, they had some
I don't know.
VR. They had the VR games. I'm not sure what else.
Oh,
what
yeah.
else came out this
They
year?
had For Honor.
Oh yes, that's right.
No, well, wait though. Wasn't For Honor a Christmas title?
No,
Wasn't
No,
it last year?
no,
Wasn't it February?
no. It came out this year. It was like just a couple of months ago.
I don't think For Honor did very well.
So they said their
No.
quarter sales were 45.2% higher compared to the same period last year. And they're also saying that Ubisoft, they're saying 80.4% of all those sales came from digital revenue. 80%.
Wow.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's a huge number for them.
Yeah. So good on them. I mean, Wildlands, once I got back into it, it's really well done, and if they can keep adding more missions to the main game, I'd be happy. It actually I told you guys this week, I jumped back in the other day, went to the map, and there was a new department head to take down. Just suddenly appeared under, I think it was security. Suddenly there was a new guy to take down.
Nice.
So now my security is at 115% destabilized. I destabilized it more than 100%.
Nice.
It's good math in the game there, I guess, right? They keep adding more people.
This is a great game, though. I mean,
It is.
I know I was joking with you earlier, but this is it is a really, really great game. So
Last night, I for the first time, I got so frustrated with the game, though. There was a mission.
Oh, really?
There was a mission that I failed. Got to be like 20 times. Because you're supposed to get into a base that has about 20 enemies in it. You have to get in, scan some documents, and get out without ever being detected. The problem is, if one single guy gets, one dead body is found, it's mission over. Even if you did not get spotted, if you did not physically get spotted, if they find a dead body, it's mission over.
Well, do a better job of hiding bodies.
You can't hide bodies in this game.
You can't pick them up. That's one of the really interesting things that makes the game very, very challenging when you're doing stealth.
Yeah.
It's not like Splinter Cell where you can just be like, come here, buddy, and then you go throw them in a closet somewhere.
Exactly.
You have to just leave them there like some sort of amateur,
And then if a guy happens to walk into that room and see it, it's mission over. And I was like, I could not believe it was the first mission that I had failed so many times over and over again, simply because one body got seen. A body that I thought was in the middle of nowhere, suddenly a body got found, and I'm like, what do you mean a body got found? Where? It's like, oh, finally did it, though. I finally actually went in this time and killed nobody. I think, okay, you know what, forget it. I'm going to forget trying to knock these guys off, no matter where they are. I went in, and I used, and using the diversion, by the way, if you use your diversion tactic from the rebels, that's game over, too. Even though I was never spotted. It was the rebels. That you can't use diversion either to get them out of the way.
That seems dumb.
Right?
Yeah.
And then, so I finally got in, and I used my diversion drone. So you use the drone, it makes a sound, and everyone goes to investigate the sound. I did that to pull the guys out of the building that I needed to get into, ran in, scanned the documents, ran out. My heart was pounding like crazy by the time I got back out. It's like, finally done.
Nice.
So, it was fun, though. It's a great game. All right, next on our list,
Cool.
Gentlemen.
What is next?
More Ubisoft stuff. I was reading a great article today about Starlink Battle for Atlas, which came out at E3, announced it's the new Toys to Life game from Ubisoft with the starships.
Oh, it's when you put the ship on your controller?
When you put the ship on your controller, yeah. Okay. But the reason I bring this up is because, a lot of people are like, oh, it's the Skylanders thing again. It's going to be, it's too much to accomplish. It's whatever, right? Two things came out of this article that Ubisoft has said. First of all, they want to make a game and, I guess, a toy product that is what they call achievable. They don't want to have like 100 different ships or, all these different things that you have to buy. They want to make it achievable. For example, like maybe...
What does that mean? Yeah.
Well, that's all they said was achievable. What I speculate from that personally is maybe they're going to have like 6 ships. And then they're going to have armaments that have different elements in it, like fire, ice, that sort of thing. And that's it. Like, that's the collection. So if you decide to buy all the toys, it is attainable. It's not crazy like Skylanders where there's literally 400 or more Skylanders.
Yeah, where it just gets ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And I thought there was something else with this, that you didn't necessarily have to buy the physical toy as well.
Oh, yeah, and that is the second thing in this article. They want to make this game a game in which you don't have to buy any toys if that's the way you want to play. Every ship in the game can be obtained digitally without buying the toy. So it's a Toys to Life game where the toys are actually optional.
Yeah.
Are they 100% optional?
100%
or is there going to be like
optional from what I was reading.
Can I if I want a certain piece and a certain color, is it going to be like a EB Games holiday exclusive?
And see, that's
like
where I think
snowflakes on it?
That's where I think the achievable thing is going to come out. The attainable thing is they're not looking at doing stuff like that.
Oh.
So I'm,
okay,
and not only that, but the article, which of course we linked in our show notes, goes on to say that this is actually a really smart game. This is a game that they're targeting, the children who grew up with Skylanders, right? They're growing up, they're like, 9, 10 to 13 years old, and there's really not a lot of games that are really geared towards that middle age. You've got your kids games, your Skylanders, and then you've got your R-rated games, a lot of sort of upper end, mature games.
Sure, okay.
They're targeting more the in between young teenager This is what they're saying in the article anyway, right? So they want to target that. So it's not geared towards young kids. It's geared towards more the older kids, the young teenagers, the young adults. But it's a really smart game. You can fly from, just like No Man's Sky, you can fly from the surface of the planet out into space with no loading times. There's several planets you can fly to. They're saying
I'm so happy we live in the era where that's finally possible.
Right? Exactly. I'm super excited for Starlink, and every time I read a new article about it, I'm really happy with what I'm hearing about this. So many reviewers who have played the game, initially, and they've seen some of the toys say that this is good. This is, don't dismiss this because it's Toys to Life game, basically, because they are going, yes, it's a Toys to Life game, but they're taking it in a different direction. It's a lot smarter than just Skylanders or a Lego. They're doing something no one's done before, and at the same time, they're doing it in a way where you don't have to buy the games or the toys if you don't want to. If you just want to play the game, you can. And it doesn't lock you out of anything. No, it's not till next year. It's still a year or more away, which is unfortunate.
So, yeah. The one thing that I want to add on top of that is just that, I get what they're saying about they're targeting the young teen thing. Like you said, 12, 13 in that kind of era. But when you get to the 12, 13, 14, that space in age range, you actually have a lot of games to play because that's when you start getting all the T-rated games. Destiny for one. There's a lot of really cool games in that space that are specifically aiming for that teen rating.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And I was just reiterating, the quote in here is, in many cases, the next thing in line after early Toys to Life entrants are AAA, often M-rated games that weren't necessarily designed for a younger audience. We see a huge gap in between, and that's really where we want to fit in and provide a brand new experience for these players. So,
I get it. My kids are. I can't really judge with my kids, even though they're 9 and 11, because they're already playing Destiny. We played Diablo.
Right?
Diablo's rated M.
Yeah.
She's 9. Sure, honey, let's play.
Yeah. Well,
Can I be a wizard and blow up the zombies? Yeah, you can blow up the zombies, honey. That's fine.
And you and your boy, your youngest boy, was he 10?
Oliver.
11?
He's 11.
Yeah. You played through the Destiny beta with him. Right?
Yeah.
So 11 years old playing Destiny. So, yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
And see,
he's really good. He's really bad at PvP, but he's really good at PvE.
But see, sorry, that goes right back to what we were talking about last week about the subscription stuff. Even your 11-year-old doesn't want to play old games. He wants to play what's new.
Yeah. No, well... He sees his older brothers playing this stuff. He sees me playing cool stuff.
But that's exactly my point.
And then that's what he wants to play.
Exactly.
So, but at the same time, Hayden, who is, 18, his birthday on Monday, he really likes to play a lot of old games. He likes the Super Nintendo era. So.
Yeah, there's definitely people.
He's rare. So what I'm saying, 1 out of 4 kids likes to play old games. Most of them like to play the new games, especially Oliver. He'll play whatever I'm playing.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, Jeff, how excited are you that Casey Hudson is actually returning to BioWare Edmonton? He's leaving Microsoft and the HoloLens division to go back to BioWare as GM. So Aaron Flynn is stepping down. Casey Hudson's taking over. And the assumption is, they haven't said for sure, but the assumption is he's stepping in to work on Anthem.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's the general manager of BioWare Edmonton, so he's going to have something to do with it. A general manager, I mean, he's not there to guide the people with their decisions, right? He's not going to be making calls about this needs to be blue or that gun needs to fire 5 seconds faster. He's going to be more making sure all the right people are in the right place and helping them find the right decisions.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited. I mean,
he's the one,
the godfather of Mass Effect.
Of Mass Effect, exactly. Responsible for the first 3 Mass Effects, and if I'm not mistaken, Dragon Age.
No, that was a totally different team.
Oh, okay.
But he did work on like Knights of the Old Republic, and a bunch of other earlier BioWare games.
Right. So,
So
well, after the disappointing Andromeda,
yeah,
I was kind of, when I read that he was going back, I'm thinking, does this mean they want to do more Mass Effect and they want him back to get it back on track? I'm hoping.
I mean, they very well could.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but that I will have to see. I mean, I don't know if BioWare Edmonton's going to make Mass Effect anymore. I don't know if Mass Effect can even recover from
Andromeda.
And
It's so
Andromeda
unfortunate.
wasn't that bad.
It wasn't.
But it sure as heck wasn't good enough.
No,
You know,
no.
Not for that type of weight.
Right. Well,
And hype.
Yeah, there was a lot of issues. We read about the articles a couple months ago about, it was literally only done in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
It took them 2.5, 3 years to just start working on the game because of all the problems they had with it.
Yeah.
All right, one final thing. I think, Tico, did you put this final news in?
I did, because I love these games.
All right, we'll talk about it.
Well, Telltale announced the other day new seasons for Batman, Walking Dead, and The Wolf Among Us for the Telltale.
Yes,
I guess the season games. These things are fun. Batman, actually, the new season of Batman coming out in August.
In August, yeah. Walking Dead will be the final season. They're calling it.
They're calling it the final season, so that'll be the third to last one, I think.
Sorry.
It'll be the third to last one. There'll probably be another 2 or 3 after that.
Another 2 or 3 final ones?
Yes, epilogues and stuff like that.
Sure. Follow-ups.
And then finally coming back to the A Wolf Among Us Fable series of stuff, which I really enjoyed that.
The Wolf Among Us was amazing.
Yeah.
So good. Like a lot of good twists and turns and just surprises and wow. Like a lot of really hard decisions in The Wolf Among Us too.
Yeah,
that mattered as the story progressed, and I'm looking forward to the Wolf Among Us too.
Yeah.
So good, I can't wait.
Yeah, these are going to be fun games. I know not a lot of people love that style of game, but I'm a big fan of the Telltale stuff like this.
I enjoy them. I have to be in a very specific mood to play them though, because they're slow. Yeah. Like they're not action games, whatever. They're slow paced. They're really well done stories. Don't get me wrong. They're fantastic. The writing on them is impeccable.
Yeah.
But you have to, games like that and games like the one they're coming out with a sequel with Chloe. My mind's gonna. Sorry.
With Chloe.
Yeah.
Like the AAA ones.
Sorry, my mind's gone blank. I can't think of the name offhand. Where she had
Super Mario 3. Let's just call it that.
She had the power of to turn back time. It was a story-based game, just like Telltale. I have to be in a very specific mood for these games, because they're not action. They're very slow-paced, and if you're tired, you play a game like this, it literally just puts you to sleep because it's so slow.
And that's saying you'll miss decisions, because it is the countdown timer. And I've found sometimes when I've tried to play these when I'm tired, I'm like, oh crap, I was supposed to hit an answer to that question, and the timer ran out while I was just trying to read my choices, or because I...
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Wolf Among Us 2, and I still need to finish the Batman now that it's all done. I haven't gone back to it, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Telltale Games, they're a lot of fun. I do have to wonder though, Tico, in your opinion, how long can they keep up this style of game?
I think because of the way it's done, you can continue to do these games. I mean, you just need to get somebody who's going to write you a good story, because people will continue to play them. I mean, we keep seeing more and more walking simulators show up and stuff like that.
That's true.
If you have a good, intriguing story, and Batman's a great case where they have tons of places to pull from. Same thing with Wolf Among Us. That's based off of the Fables comic book series.
Right.
So they have tons of areas to pull from. If they put together a good story, people are going to be interested in playing it.
Yeah, and of course the different franchises they could get, right?
Yes, yeah.
So there's lots of franchises I guess they could pick from and bring in new surprises instead of like Walking Dead's now if that's the final season will be the fourth or fifth one.
Fifth.
Yeah, because you've had Michonne's and
maybe
There was
season 1, season 2, Michonne, and then the New Frontier,
and then the final one. So
yeah,
even though Michonne and Final Frontier or New Frontier were smaller,
yes,
still essentially five in that IP.
5 stories.
Stories. So you said Batman's out in August. No news on when the others are coming yet, but they're definitely coming.
I think next year.
Telltale is busy.
Yes.
They are busy.
I can't even believe how much stuff those guys pump out.
I know.
They've got to be a much bigger studio than I thought they were.
Well, they probably are now. If they weren't before, they are now. You know, they're still doing Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Yeah,
they just released or started season 2 of the Minecraft story mode.
Story mode,
right?
I forgot
Series
about that.
as well. Yeah,
that's the only one I did not play at all.
It's actually really fun.
Oh God, Oliver loves
really
that
fun.
Really?
game. Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's Minecraft.
Well, you're not a Minecraft guy,
no,
right?
I'm not.
I'm not either, but I really enjoyed the story mode of that as well. Like it actually got me more into Minecraft. I'm still not playing Minecraft.
Oh, then I'll definitely stay away from it.
Well, that was hurtful.
No. I mean, I don't want to get into Minecraft.
Oh, okay.
Minecraft is so good. God.
Is it though?
Play Minecraft.
Is it?
Is it?
I challenge you, Jeff. Build Bolivia. I want you to build Ghost Recon Wildlands in Minecraft.
I don't have that much free time.
Well, that's my point. That's why I don't play that game. I don't have time for it.
Well, I mean, it depends what you do, right? You could... Anyway, we don't have to talk about that right now.
Okay.
Because I think we're out of time.
We are. And of course, as always, I am Ziantane. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. You spell Ziantane, XiantaYne, and I am that name everywhere. If you like us, give us a check mark and subscribe to our show and tell all your friends. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
And I'm Jeff. You can follow me on Twitter. That's SINNIX. That's at Cynics. And of course, you can follow this show on Twitter at the OMG Hour.
All right, and you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Second Place. You can check out show notes at omgnexus.com.
You had to read that again, didn't you?
I didn't look this time. I didn't look. I made eye contact with you the whole time. The whole time.
All right. Thanks, everybody. This has been episode number 260, regardless of what the title screen said at the beginning. We'll be back again next week.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
This has been an OMGNexus.com production.